Let's look at some of the slightly more confusing groups. Fog is represented by FG. This can appear on its own. This simply means the observer is in fog and the visibility is less than 1,000 meters. However, there are 5 qualifiers that can also go before FG when conditions are right. They are VC, BC, PR, MI, and FZ. What do all of these mean? Well, we've looked at FG on its own. Let's take a look at the next one, VCFG, or fog in the vicinity. This means that the observer can see fog within 8 kilometers of the airfield, but still outside of the actual aerodrome boundary. BCFG is used when the observer can see at least one fog patch wholly within the aerodrome boundary. PRFG is slightly different. This would be reported when the observer can see that a fog bank has encroached the aerodrome boundary. Finally, MIFG is rather strange in that it means shallow fog at the observation point. This shallow fog, or mini-fog as it is often referred to, can be either in patches or continuous, but it must be no deeper than 2 meters. Therefore, the observer must be able to see over the top and give a visibility of greater than 1,000 meters. The final qualifier for fog is FZ, which represents freezing fog. This is a group that tells you the observer is in fog and the temperature is below 0 degrees Celsius. Fog is sometimes quite confusing, but follow the rules and you should understand what the observation is trying to tell you. The other weather group worthy of mention at this point is the thunderstorm group. The definition of a thunderstorm occurring at a location is that thunder has been heard within the last 10 minutes. Therefore, just because lightning is seen, it doesn't necessarily mean that there is a thunderstorm at any one place. Whenever a thunderstorm occurs, the letters TS are used. If there is no precipitation, then only those letters will be used. However, if there is precipitation of some kind, another 2 letters are inserted. For example, if there is rain, then TSRA will appear. Likewise, if there is hail of diameter greater than 5 mm, then you will see TSGR used. Incidentally, TSGS is for hail of smaller diameter. That's about it for the present weather group. Just one more point. Some countries have different rules, and military often differ from civilian stations, but generally there can be a maximum of 3 separate weather groups per observation. So, for example, the location may be in fog when a thunderstorm is heard. Note the 2 groups in this example are separate and do not form a single group. Cloud is the next information in the METAR. There are several cloud prefixes which are used to describe the amount of cloud in each layer. The sky is roughly divided into eighths, sometimes called octaves, and, depending on the cloud coverage, may be called few, meaning 1 to 2/8 of cloud, scattered, meaning 3 to 4/8, broken, 5 to 7/8, or overcast, meaning complete cloud coverage, 8/8. The height of the cloud will follow immediately after the amount. This will appear as a 3-digit height in hundreds of feet. Cloud heights in a METAR are always measured from aerodrome level, on QFE. For example, 4 octas at 900 feet would appear as scattered 009, and 8 octas at 1800 feet would be abbreviated to overcast 018. If there are several layers of cloud, then these will be shown in ascending order. Higher cloud layers will only be included in the METAR if they cover a greater proportion of the sky than the reported layer immediately below. In our example METAR, we have a visibility of 8 kilometers with 2 cloud layers. The first is few at 900 feet, and the second is broken at 1500 feet. Special cloud types may appear in a METAR. If so, they will be used to denote the presence of either towering cumulus cloud or cumulonimbus cloud. Occasionally, a vertical visibility can be measured in a METAR. This is represented by VV, followed by the vertical visibility in hundreds of feet, as measured by some means. This is commonly used to describe the situation when the sky is obscured. This may be due to fog or smoke. A special code will be used in place of any cloud. Let's look at a typical example. Here we see that there is a light southwesterly wind with a visibility 100 meters in fog, and a vertical visibility that the observer could not measure. Therefore, no value was given. Occasionally, you will see this group have a figure, for example, VV002. This states that in this case the vertical visibility is measured at 200 feet. The term CAV-OK is frequently used in the METAR code to denote that cloud ceiling and visibility are OK. If CAV-OK is used, it will appear in place of visibility and cloud codes. There are 4 criteria which must be met in order for CAV-OK to be used. The first of these is that visibility must be 10 kilometers or more. Next, there must be no cloud below 5,000 feet, or the highest minimum sector altitude, whichever is the greater. No cumulonimbus present, and no significant weather. If these criteria are met, then the abbreviation CAV-OK will appear in the METAR code. Note that in the example there is no other visibility or cloud mentioned. The temperature and dew point will be the next group in the METAR code. This is simply a 2-digit number for the air temperature, a / followed by another 2-digit number for the dew point. These are measured in degrees Celsius. In this example, the air temperature is +10 degrees Celsius and the dew point is +2 degrees. If either are negative, they will have the prefix M. Now the dew point is -2 degrees Celsius. Temperatures are always rounded to the nearest whole degree. 0.5 of a degree would be rounded to the higher temperature. For example, -2.5 would be M02. The next important feature of the METAR is QNH. Remember from the lesson on altimetry how important QNH is. The QNH will be represented by the letter Q, followed by a 4-digit number representing the actual pressure value. If the QNH is less than 1000 hectopascals, then the value will be preceded by a 0. For example, a QNH of 991 hectopascals would appear as Q0991. It's important to note, however, that none of the other pressure values will appear in a METAR, only the QNH. The QNH is always rounded down for safety reasons. We saw earlier the present weather group. We'll now take a look at another group called past or recent weather. This group appears only when significant weather has occurred in the past hour, or since the last METAR, whichever is shorter. The group always begins with RE and is included if the weather phenomena is no longer occurring or has decreased in intensity. Let's see how it works. The only elements that are included are freezing precipitation, moderate or heavy drizzle, rain, snow, ice pellets, hail, blowing snow, small hail or snow pellets, thunderstorms, funnel cloud, volcanic ash, sand or dust storm. Let's look at an example. If there was heavy rain during the hour, but by the time of the observation the rain was light, the present weather would be -RA, with RERA as the recent weather group. Note, there are no qualifiers used with recent weather groups. Basically, if any of the above criteria happen but are not mentioned in the present weather, then a recent weather group will be included. Here's another example. It's now raining heavily, but there was heavy snow earlier on in the hour. That's about it for the recent weather group, except to mention two small rules. Showers are treated as rain or snow. There can be up to 3 recent weather groups included in the METAR.